Today, we are going to give you the dopest, most lit market update you've ever had in your life.
It's lit
Is that what they're saying?
AF.
That's what
lit.
they're saying, right?
That's what the young people are saying. It's lit.
It's lit AF.
Lit AF.
So let's go into it right now.
Today we're going to talk about the market. We're going to give you an update. It's 2021, baby. So we got to give you a really big update about our really
Because it's lit AF.
lit market.
Yeah.
We're really excited about it.
Everybody says.
It's really lit, actually. So we're going to walk you through some stuff, get you educated, and help you get ready to buy a house in Vegas.
Let's do it.
So as my good friend Steve here said, it is lit AF. The market right now from a real estate perspective in Las Vegas is freaking on fire. Like fire! Like I'm really, really excited about it, but I'm also scared because it's like, holy crap, I don't know if we have enough arms and legs to manage it. But let's talk about why. Why the heck is it lit AF, Mr.
Well, why
Steve?
was it busy before?
You know, here's the thing is it's been busy for like what, 3 or 4 solid years here in Vegas, probably 4 solid years. And what I've noticed is that we've seen people kind of finally recognizing that Las Vegas is a place where you can raise a family, you can start a business, and you can live cheaply and enjoy the amazingness of Vegas. I mean, that's what has been leading people up to this point anyway. We've got no state income tax, really low property taxes, and it's freaking Vegas. Like, do I need to say more? But things kind of shifted last year and amplified that already large desire for people to move here even more, which kind of got scary because we weren't sure we had enough houses to really help people who wanted to buy them.
No.
But I mean, now I think the big shift that's happened over the last year through the pandemic is that now people can decide where they want to live. I mean, they're basically working from home, right?
That's so huge.
Yeah. I know that you're seeing a ton of people that you're working with coming through from California, am I right?
I actually get a handful from Seattle too.
Oh.
And Virginia. But yeah.
I'm Maryland, New York, California, and Texas lately.
Okay.
Yeah, but it changes, and that's something that you should know. Our team really does specialize in relocation. P.S. There's a link down below in this description if you want to, click it, say hi, make a new friend, and also just let us answer your personal questions. And we also will put it in the comments below too, so that you can find it easily. But we do this every day. We've been doing it for 3 or 4 years together as a team, or individually as agents. We do a lot of relocation. So this is our jam. We know how to help you move from where you currently live to where we currently live and make the best of it. So with all those other crazy people coming here, you're probably one of them. You're gonna probably wonder, like, what's it gonna be like to buy a house? Why is the market so hot? When's the right time to buy? So we're gonna walk you through that during this video and give you some more information, hoping that it'll, help you plan out your 2021 a little bit better, right? Kicking the year off the right way.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about what are some of the other reasons that people are coming here. I know we talked about interest, or we talked about the fact that people are able to work where they want to work. We talked about the fact that we have low taxes or no taxes depending on the comparison to your state that you live in, and that we have really low property taxes.
Yeah.
Besides that, talk about some of the outdoor stuff.
Well,
that
Vegas
people love.
is awesome. Like,
yeah, I mean, get rid of the neon though, because everybody knows about Vegas.
Vegas is awesome, and I think when I say Vegas, I mean like our location is awesome. We're so prime. If you wanted to, be close to SoCal but not live in SoCal, you're only 4.5 hours away from San Diego.
Or a 1-hour flight.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like if you want to drive, it's really not that bad.
Right.
But then here in the valley, we have so much activities. I mean, just look on my Instagram or anyone else's, you'll just totally see people going on hikes all the time, going to the lake, maybe going snowboarding. We have freaking snow right now.
I know.
In Lee Canyon.
30 minutes away from the city.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So we're just tons of activity.
Vegas is awesome is all we're trying to say. So from a market perspective, let's talk about something what's driving the craziness right now, along with not just people wanting to move here, but I think one of the number one things is interest rates being super, super low.
Absolutely.
We've had a ridiculously crazy year. We've all had it. You've been with us in this crazy journey over the last year with the rest of the world. And the one thing that was a surprise to me actually was that the government decided to artificially lower the interest rates to historical low levels, like in the 2% range. That's to help stimulate the economy because of obviously what's happening with so many people being out of work. So that's helping people who can still buy and then buy more for less money. I know you were telling me the other day about a client of yours that had an FHA loan. I can't remember what happened with those guys.
Well, they were from Seattle. They were actually priced out of their market in Seattle. So they came to Las Vegas to be able to buy a home. We got them into a brand new community at like $375,000.
Wow.
Which FHA just raised their limit, by the way. But they got locked at a 2.25% interest rate. And it's got me now thinking maybe I should be buying a house.
Maybe we should be buying a house this year.
I should have said that to my wife though, because now she won't stop bugging me about let's go see houses. Let's see houses. That's what I do.
I love it. But talk about that though. So interest rates are obviously going to always make a big difference,
Yeah,
right? You can
they're
buy
huge.
more. You can either save money, which is obviously ideal, or you can get that house you really want because it's a little
if
bit
you're on
more.
the cusp, yeah, absolutely.
It really does help those buyers who are right on that border of I really wish I had $25,000 more, or I really wish I had a little bit of a bump to get that kitchen that I really, really have always wanted. And so this is allowing that to happen. The downside on the flip of it, which I want you to talk about a little bit, is the inventory levels. We do not have a lot of houses to sell right now.
We don't. Right now, we have like 2.2 months worth of inventory if you looked at like the MLS right now, which is not a whole lot of homes.
I mean, let's put that into a perspective. We have 2.1 million people here, I think, ish, and there's literally 7,000 homes on the market right now today. That's it. Across the whole valley, condos, townhomes, homes, 7,000 homes.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. Like, and it sounds like a lot, but if you think about the number of people moving here, I think we're getting an average of 5,000 to 8,000 people a month moving to Las Vegas. So just kind of compare those numbers.
It's a housing shortage for sure.
Yeah.
So.
But let's talk about why. I mean, I think beyond the fact that we have so many people coming, beyond the fact that we have these low interest rates, you know, the other component is we have people who are living as tenants in homes that are owned by investors who are not able to be evicted if they don't pay their rent. And so for almost a year now, or close to it, since COVID began and all the pandemic stuff hit, people were allowed to, you know, be forgiven for their mortgages, and the investors who own those homes are getting a little bit of help from the government to offset that, but people are not paying their rent.
No.
So that's really preventing people who would normally move here and then rent for a little while from even being able to do that. So then they're either moving into buying or whatever, right? So it's just really creating this kind of a crazy storm.
Well, and then the rentals that are available are insanely priced. I mean, to find something that's like 1,500 square feet, you're talking almost $2,000 right now.
And you
which
would spend
a year
less
ago
on
would have
that.
been like 17. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's jumped up quite a bit.
And that's more than you would spend if you were to buy a home.
Absolutely.
I mean, and there's so many free money programs and things like that people are just like, well, I'm just gonna buy then, and I guess I'll sell when I have to move. So talk to me a little bit about kind of the average price point and what we're seeing, because I know that people get scared when they say, oh my gosh, interest rates are low, there's so many people coming, and now you don't have enough homes. Obviously, what's going to happen?
Yeah, well, and two, just right before I get into that, is we're also in like December, end of the year. People aren't really moving during the holidays. So people that are going to be selling their homes in the next month or two, we'll probably see a little bit more inventory in those regards too.
Right.
But right now, the average sales price for like a single family residence is $351.
Yeah. And that's really up from where it was just a few months ago. I don't want that to scare anybody though, because a lot of people immediately assume, oh, I'm going to be priced out. Now I can't even afford Vegas. That's not the case. I think you're right, Steve. I think we're going to see people, the ending of the moratorium on being able to evict people will come, right? That we'll be able to finally process that. And not that you want to have anybody be evicted, but if they're not paying their rent, obviously the owner of the home has the right to process them out of the home as a tenant. So as we start to see that processing happen, we're going to see more homes hit the market, like you just stated. But then beyond that, you know, we're also going to see, I think, people trying to sell those homes. Like these investors, I can't imagine, are happy about the last year, about sitting back and waiting for their money, right?
Not at all. I own a rental property, and I felt so blessed that I didn't have to do that. My tenant luckily paid every single month, which was awesome. But also, besides just the tenants though, I think all those people that have been holding up because of the holidays, I think maybe January, February, they're going to start to put their stuff on the market.
Yeah.
You know?
I think by spring we should see the inventory lift a little, like you said. I don't foresee us getting to where we would love to be, which is 4 to 6 months of inventory available. That's a really healthy number. That's usually when buyers are getting a deal and sellers are making good money. It's kind of a nice happy balance, right? There's not too much inventory, there's not too little. It's right in between 6 to 7 months. And I don't think we're going to be there for a really long time. So we're going to have limited inventory for probably the entirety of the year. But I don't.
Hence the interest rates.
Right. I mean, the interest rates. I mean, it's all the cyclical effect. I think that's really important. But at $351, that's still much cheaper than most places around the nation, right? I mean, you think about Southern California. I mean, I think their average price is somewhere in the 6s. You know, and you talk about Northern California, I think it's closer to $1 million. You know, so it just really depends on where you're coming from. But $350,000 in Vegas can get you a really great house in a really great neighborhood, and that's the average right now. And when it comes to the 2%, 2.5%, 2.75%, whatever it is you might get from an interest rate perspective, you're actually going to be getting almost like a $400,000 house or closer to that for that price point, which is kind of neat.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's talk about kind of what you're seeing in the market with your buyers who are actively buying right now. I think it's important to talk about like what's happening. And we know that people are bidding wars and they're trying to pay a little more than what the house is worth, but let's talk about that. Have you had problems with appraisals, and have you had buyers getting super frustrated?
I have had a couple of problems with appraisals. 2 times we had to, you know, a lot of times what I'm seeing, some sellers are just listing their home at whatever they want to hopefully get, and in hopes that they'll actually get it.
Yeah.
I had a client, we played the game with them, and we offered them what they asked for, but then the appraisal came in like $22,000 lower.
What?
And they had to get out of there ASAP, so they just sold it to us for $22,000 less. So my client was so elated, but that's what they got.
That's not always the best thing to do, not always the best plan to go about it. It's actually kind of scary when you're writing an offer. You want to make sure you have an agent who represents you the right way. So you luckily are an amazing agent. I know you looked out for your clients. You probably put some information in the contract that didn't allow them to be hurt by the process of offering more than what they were really comfortable with, because you knew as well as I did, and as well as most real good agents will know, you got to run those numbers before you put an offer to make sure you're not overpaying. And if you know that you are, you can count on that appraisal to bring it back to where it's supposed to be. So that was actually kind of cool. I'm glad that you were able to help them out.
It worked out really cool.
Yeah. I know that we've had a few people on our team having trouble with clients getting really frustrated and exasperated by the process. And then of course, when it was through the holidays, it doesn't make that fun. So I think that, I guess the lesson for us to you guys from a market update perspective is to make sure that you're flexible and that you don't fall head over heels in love with the first house you see, because you might not get it. You need to be adaptable and be willing to kind of give it your all every time you guys go up to bat, right?
And you do have to be competitive right now. And it is, there's low inventory, right? So you have to make your offer look as good as possible. Whether that's, guaranteeing a little bit more funds on top of the appraisal, or maybe offering an over list.
Right.
There's lots of different things you can do to kind of make your offer more appealing, which of course we can help you out with all those fine details.
Yeah. I think the other thing too is, we do a lot of that for our clients. We help them write stories, because sometimes just sending a letter of why you want to buy the home, if someone's emotionally attached to their home, sending them a letter as to why you're the right person to choose sometimes can work. But I just think it's super important to just reiterate what you said. The low inventory is not great for you people who think you're going to come here and get a great deal and wait for the market to fall out. That's not happening. That's not happening now. It's not happening next month, and it's not happening anytime in the near future. Interest rates are supposed to stick for about 15 to 18 months from what all the experts are saying. We are not financial experts and we're not lenders, so we're not going to be the people that
just
can quote that.
Self-designated experts.
We just are as experts on things that are lit, like the lit AF. Isn't that what you said about the market?
That's what I said.
But because it's so lit, we want to just make sure you're not going to not get a deal, but you're not going to come to town and wait for everything to fall apart and get a screaming deal. That's just not what's happening right now.
The deal is getting out of that state that you don't want to be in.
Yes.
Coming to Las Vegas, which is amazing.
Yes.
Getting that effing amazing interest rate.
Like ridiculously amazing.
Like inflation's typically 2%. So I mean, that's the deal.
Yeah. So the interest rates are lit. The market's lit. The inventory could get lit. That would be nice, but it's not.
We can't say lit.
We can't say lit. I'm trying to be cool. Okay. I'm trying to be cool. It's so not fetch. Fetch is not going to happen. I'm just not going to make fetch happen. Anyway, we're really excited about Vegas. We're excited about the fact that people are moving here, and I just think it's important that we give you updates as often as we can to make sure that you're kind of in the know. So let's do a quick rundown, because we kind of jumped all over the place. Is that cool?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. Why is the market so lit, Steve? What's going on with interest rates?
We got really low interest rates.
Really low interest rates.
Historically low. Like, you should probably get under 3.
And if you don't get under 3, call us and let us help you with your credit, and then we'll get you under 3.
Exactly.
Right? That's the goal. The other point is that the low inventory, not enough homes to be sold. So come with that in mind. Just know you're going to have to fight for the house that you really want, and fighting for that might mean you have to pay a little bit more than you want to, or you just have to get
a couple.
Or go through a few. The average price point is what?
$351 for single-family residences. What is it for condos and townhomes?
$167,000 for condos. So if you're thinking about buying a second home in Vegas, that might be a nice option for you. Some of them come furnished, some of them are by the strip, high rises, low rises, whatever you want. We've got a lot of those. And then what's the last thing? I think just the fact that you need to find the right realtors to work with is probably the last thing.
Huge, yeah.
But truly, that's really what's happening in Vegas. We've got low inventory, more coming soon. We've got amazing rates. We've got amazing prices. And the only thing that you're missing is your amazing real estate team to back you up, and your amazing lender. So the first step in moving forward, if you're thinking about moving to Vegas, is call us. Click the link below. Again, it's in the description or in the comments. Click it now, click it later, click it tomorrow, click it whenever. We want to hear from you, and we want to answer your questions. Every situation is going to be different. Am I right?
It is.
After you click that link, pop on over to Battleborn Steve. He's got his own channel. I've also got my own channel, Las Vegas Gal. Give us some love. We can also answer your questions there. So feel free to click a link there, comment on any of our videos. We're all working together to make sure that we're bringing you the most up-to-date information.
Absolutely. And if you just want to kind of get an idea for what people do in Las Vegas that are locals, get on our Instagrams, check it out, because you'll always see us going hiking or
shopping
stuff,
or
not gambling,
doing things, not gambling, because we've just, when you grow up in Vegas, you just are not good at gambling. It's really
that's house money.
stinky.
Don't do that.
House money.
House money.
Before we go, Steve, I wanted to ask you, what are you personally planning to do during this 2021
Well,
fiasco?
after that story I just told you about those clients getting that amazing interest rate and the builder credit, I've been kind of dabbling with the idea of possibly getting another house this year.
Yeah,
so
I mean, with those interest rates, it's pretty hard to say no to
So I'll
that.
probably rent my current house out and then buy another one.
And if you want more education on how you can be an investor like that, which is basically what he's doing, we're happy to answer those questions too. I'm gonna probably look at buying a house myself. I'm actually looking at some land opportunities as well. I think it's a nice time to grab up some land if you happen to have the capital. So that's what we're doing. We don't know what you're doing. It's up to you to let us know. So do us a favor, click the link below, stick around, watch the next video, and just let us know what you think about what we're doing. And if you ever have anything special that you want us to do a video on, please be sure to tell us.
Bye-bye now.
This is Battleborn Steve. I'm Las Vegas Gal with Cerrone Group, and we're happy that you came to say hi today. We'll see you later.